How's everybody doing today? So today I got a little package in the mail. I got this on bladebinge.com. This is a used knife, but it was one that I was kind of interested in checking out. Let's get into it. Just sharpen this Kaiser Militaw up with another thing that I'm going to show you guys here in just a minute. So let's get into this first. This will be kind of a two-parter. All right, it's a little guy. Oh, and there it is. And this is the Reate Bushido. Okay, that's kind of cool looking. So I got this on Blade Bench. The gentleman said that he had carried it a few times. It really hadn't cut anything. And it feels pretty sharp. Liner lock, Reate made knife. A little bit on the smaller side, but pretty cool looking. I don't have a lot of blades with the upswept tip. This has kind of got that Japanese look to it, and I kind of like it. Real nice carbon fiber on that. Titanium backspacer, titanium liners, titanium pocket clip. Pretty much blacked out. M390 on the blade steel. Let's see. No steel lock bar insert, which is unusual for a Reate. Like every Reate knife that I own has that, and I actually didn't know that until after I had purchased it, and then I looked it up. I will say this, it's very smooth. I like this style of top flipper, kind of like a little mohawk. Works really well. I kind of dig it. I've got a Berg blades, a couple Berg blades with that style on it. You can really whip it out there. Got a nice sound to it. Do that again. Little ting. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to hold on to this or not. I did want to check it out. So I'm undecided. It's a little smaller than what I usually carry, but I really shouldn't let that stop me. Let's check out the ergonomics. It's pretty comfortable in hand. No hot spots, no sharp edges. Everything's nicely rounded and contoured. Scales are contoured. All the titanium is knocked down real nice. There's no sharp edges anywhere. Sharpening trail wides up pretty quick. Pretty cool. It's DLC according to the website that I looked at. So it's more like a matte DLC. Definitely not a satin or polished DLC. But this knife came out a while ago. I think it came out maybe 4 years ago or 5 years ago or something like that. But I still wanted to check it out. I'll do a couple quick size comparisons for everybody. There is the Para 3 Kaiser Militaw. So like I said, it's kind of a little guy, not very big. Won't take up much room in your pocket. It is a little bit thicker than you would think, but I kind of like that, especially on a smaller knife. So definitely thicker than the Para 3. Let's compare it to the Militaw real quick. And yeah, about the same thickness as the Militaw. Get this out of the way here. That's about as compact a little knife as you can get. Nice sleek design. Edges, really, it's not terrible, not great. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So that's the Reate Bushido, and I have a ton of Reate made knives, but this is the only one that is actually a Reate, as opposed to OEM to buy Reate. And I gotta say, it's pretty nice. Easy to disengage the lock bar. Drop shut. I wonder if I would assume that it's bearings I'm not 100% sure on that. It's kind of hard to see in there. Yeah, pretty cool. Reate bushido. All right, so the other thing I wanted to talk about in this video, I'll just leave this guy open here for you, is I got my first fixed angle knife sharpener. And I did an unboxing, but I didn't assemble it during that unboxing, so I didn't really get into it too much. And that's it. Bam. The Tsprof Pioneer. I did have to get these L clamps, so if you do ever get a Tsprof and you want to do regular size pocket knives, you got to get the L clamps. Or there's a single clamp that you can get with it as well. I did put a little bit of this tape on there to protect the blade from scratching up. So yeah, I didn't do an assembly video on this, but I will say it's not difficult to assemble. You know, it was relatively simple. Right now they got a deal. If you get it from Tsprof, you get a free base. And that's kind of one of the things that enticed me. I'm not going to do a full review on this unit. I just kind of wanted to kind of get it out and let you guys check it out. I'm really liking it so far. I had done some sharpening on stones by hand, and I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. Maybe because, you know, I don't have the skills yet. You know, I haven't done it a ton, but this, I've already gotten way better results with the fixed angle system. You know, this was the second pocket knife that I sharpened, but I sharpened all my kitchen knives, and the bevel came out real nice. Now the first couple kitchen knives that I sharpened, the bevel was kind of, I guess I was working it too much in one spot, and it wasn't completely perfect. But I did a couple of these pocket knives, and they turned out really nice. There's a little bit on the tip where it's not quite as even as everything else, but that's like one of the most difficult parts to sharpen on a fixed angled system from what I understand, and I have found that to be true so far. So yeah, but this thing did come out, I mean, just a screaming sharp edge. I mean, it was like, it just pops the hairs right off. And yeah, I was cutting paper towels with it, just so definitely sharper edges than I ever got using the standard stones. So they do have some deals on Tsprofs right now. I haven't tried a whole lot of other fixed angle. Well, I haven't really tried any other fixed angle sharpening systems. I figured if I was going to get one, I would just get the one that I wanted and be done with it. So that's what I did. I will do some sharpening videos at some point with this guy. I just wanted to kind of take it out, show it to everybody, and you know, give some initial thoughts and impressions, which so far are very good. It's a solid piece. The stones seem to work well. It comes with like 5 diamond plate stones, and they're from 150 grit all the way up to 1,000. So this is 1,000 grit edge on this Militaw, you know, and it looks pretty nice. I do have a ceramic stone on order for this system, 6-inch ceramic stone. So I'll be going over this one more time with the ceramic stone, probably polish it up a little bit more. It doesn't need it, it's super sharp, but I just kind of wanted to see if I could put a polished edge on it and how it would feel with a polished edge on it. It's 154 cm is the blade steel on this guy, so sharpened up real easy. I spent about 20 to 25 minutes on it. I kind of took my time because I didn't want to mess this guy up, and I did put some tape around, you know, the frame and stuff like that, so I didn't scratch anything with the stones. Also, like on the stones, what I did find, and I will mention this with the fixed angle system, is when you're coming off, you know, you're running on a knife, if you come too far down, it can like fall up and the stone will scratch the blade. So, you know, I put some tape on the edge of here just to protect that from happening. So when you're coming back up, somehow you can't, I'm trying to think. Yeah, so when you're coming back, it's hard when I don't have the system right in front of me. Okay, so you're coming down. Yeah, so if you come up too far, it doesn't catch it. You know, you definitely see it before that happens. So that's been a little bit helpful because I was a little nervous about messing up you know, some of these pocket knives that I like, and I'm going to practice a little more before I do any of the really higher end knives. So, but so far, initial impressions are good. I really like it. I'll do like some videos and maybe a review on it or something like that. But back to the bushido. I'm gonna think about this guy. This might just be a turn and burn flip for me. I just don't know. I got to think about it. It bothers me a little bit. It doesn't have that steel lock bar insert. I don't know how big of a difference that makes, but I do fidget with my knives a lot, and I don't want to develop lock rock or lock stick. And I've heard that can be an issue with titanium frame locks. At any rate, well, everybody, thanks for joining me. Y'all have a wonderful day out there. Take care.